shout out to anybody hopping in here. We'll see, yeah, how this goes. I guess I'll start kind of while we're waiting for people to join with the comic. Yeah, so I can't pull anything up. I don't have Wi-Fi, so I've got a little list of stuff we're gonna go over here. And yeah, so I want to like thank everybody for all the support, everything like that. Hopefully you can hear me. We'll see. Yo, Fabian Perez, shout out. Thank you for joining. But yeah, I'll start with the comic just because I don't think that's crazy. Top Killer. It's been a minute. I hope all is well. Let's go. But yeah, the comic that we have dropping tomorrow is Vengeance #1. I believe it's dropping at 8 a.m. PT like usual. And yeah, overall, not super valuable. I don't think I'll be going for it. Also, if you guys can't hear me, please let me know in the chat. And I'll try to like get the video closer to me or something so you can hear it a little better. But yeah. So yeah, overall Vengeance #1, I don't know if I'm really gonna be going for that just because it's not super valuable, at least in my opinion. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Fabian. We out in nature. I'm feeling wonderful, man. But yeah, I don't think Vengeance #1 is gonna be super valuable. I don't think it's gonna be a great opportunity for flipping or making profit or anything like that, so I might go for it, take a gamble for the secret rare. Carter might too, but I don't think the common is going to be sitting above retail. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on that. Shout out to anybody who commented on my post earlier today. We are officially, yes sir, Solo Dolo, shout out Austin Reader, let's go. We are officially moved out of the OG VV Vision room, it was pretty sad. I was like moving out thinking about it, just like, wow, this is where it all began. And now look at where we are. So kind of sad, but now we're going to be doing these little nature live streams. I do not, but yeah, I get situation, any concerns, or any reasons to be excited, that, but overall, current market, I think we're going to continue to go down. I'd be interested to know what you guys think about that, but I think the market will continue to dip until we get more people in or more money in. And I think the main ways that's going to happen is MTL, money in and money out. Shout out MD. No major big VV news. It's really just this comic, Vengeance #1. We could maybe be seeing WandaVision soon for like Mother's Day, but it's kind of after that, so I don't know if we'll be seeing that. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know if you guys think there's anything big coming soon. I think Star Wars is probably the biggest thing, but that's all speculation. The only thing we have for sure news on right now is basically this Vengeance #1 comic. There's a little speculation about WandaVision, but yeah, I don't have Wi-Fi. I haven't really been looking at Bitcoin too much, but somebody wanted me to touch on this, so I will touch on that right after the current market. But in general, like I was saying, current market, I think we're gonna see a continued dip until more money's coming in. I think the money transfer license is really gonna help with that, so that people can put, you know, I think web platform is a big part of that, being able to put large amounts of money in without having to do it like $600 at a time. I also think if we have anything with IMX or anything like that, it could definitely help. But yeah, that's kind of my general thoughts. I think it'll continue to dip until we see some major drop or we have some catalyst like that where it's allowing more users in and more money in. To get to Bitcoin real quick, sorry. AMA moved to Wednesday the 18th. Thank you, Anthony Luzzi. So I guess that's some other like VV news. And shout out to, I lost it, no. Shout out to Nicholas Bauer from Germany. Shout out to Germany, let's go. But yeah, to touch on Bitcoin, I haven't really seen it, but I think just in general, kind of like, if we look at things from a macro perspective, I think pretty much everything is kind of down right now. And so I think VV will also trail things like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Petty London says VV is dead. I don't really think so. I think just kind of like what I was just saying, everything from like the macro perspective is down pretty much. I don't think anything is really booming right now. I feel like there's been talk about like the housing market might, take a little dip here. So, yeah, let me see. I think main problem with the app is the sell walls. Check 10 random comics and all are sell walled. False dips, sell walls. What do you think about sell walls? Do you think BB should? I don't really see a problem. I mean, I don't think it's like bots or anybody putting up those sell walls. And I think that's just I feel like that's how the majority of like markets work. I don't know much about and stuff like that, but I feel like those kind of things still exist. And I feel like it's just some extra resistance that buyers will have to push through in order to get that. Or, more people will have to buy things in the first place so that we aren't having to, aren't allowing people to stock up and create sell walls to begin with. But I don't think they're like something major that VV has to stop. I think that's just kind of a part of the VV market. I feel a big drop coming with more comic grills like Giant Size X-Men, and also feel we will get a Big Thor collectible, possibly his hammer Mjolnir. I probably said that wrong, but yeah, I think that's definitely possible. I feel like Star Wars is still maybe on the table, but I don't know. Because I know David Hughes said like it all begins here, kind of. So, it's still all speculation. I think Star Wars is probably the biggest drop we have coming up. I know it hasn't been confirmed, but I'm almost positive we'll have a Star Wars drop this month or in coming months. But I think for sure in 2022, I know that's kind of a large little scale of time there, but yeah. But yeah, Bob sales, I'm not like a fan of sell walls, but it's just kind of, I don't think there's anything we can do about it, and I feel like it would be wrong for VV to just completely ban sell walls, because those people bought bulk, and that's something you can do when you have bulk. DK butchered it. Yeah, I don't know what I butchered, sorry. One Star Wars drop. Any speculation you think is possible we won't get anything? I think it is possible, but I don't know. I'm pretty confident we'll get something from Star Wars. I just don't know what it'll be first. I think we could see something timed with Obi-Wan Kenobi and that little series dropping, but it's all speculation. I'm just kind of waiting for an article on that. Great pronunciation, just wanted to see how you'd say his hammer. Not dead, in chrysalis phase, it will bloom. That's kind of where I agree. I still feel like if you're even aware of VV right now, I feel like you're pretty early, because I feel like they still have so much growing to do and progress to make to reach like a phase of the app that will be appealing to a lot of other people that NFTs might not typically appeal to. And some more utility. I think it's going to take something like that to get a bunch of people in. Will you be opening any HRO packs, and will you be participating in the second digital drop? I might go for the second digital drop just because I've seen people get some good pulls on there. I personally won't be going for, I don't have any packs to open, so sorry. That is, yeah, very sad. I think unless we get VV official news of VV going under, we haven't seen anything yet. Whoo! Y'all just see the bug hit me in the face? Sorry, bro. That was funny. Yeah, I really think that VV's just in its growing phase. I think they're working out kinks, and I feel like they've even said like if they could go back, they might not have released when they did, just get some Wi-Fi and a live stream that isn't glitching out. In terms of good starter collectibles, I will be, I think that the George Perez comic is sorry Fabian, I don't know what's happening with the stream. It's like really glitching out because my Wi-Fi is terrible, or my cellular. But good starter collectibles, I think anything that's small artist is super down right now, also low mint. And I think that really helps prevent like crazy manipulation and bulk buying and stuff. Yeah, bear with me guys, this is a super rough stream. I'll try to find a place where I have better consistent connection, but yeah, I figured I'd go for the little nature background here, we're vibing. But yeah, In terms of starter collectibles, I was thinking like Labbits, because I think they could have utility. The rare versions with 1800 mints are sitting, you know, 100 to 200, which is pretty cheap. And then if breeding comes in, I think those could definitely boom. And I also think that things like IMX or OpenSea could also help it to boom. Nick Bauer, to answer your question, I have like 40 collectibles, nothing crazy. A lot of small artist stuff, some big IP stuff. But yeah, I think I have like 69. Everyone comment nice down below. Shout out Randy Chavez. I think I have like 69 things total, half of which, or a little less than half, are like comics, and then shout out Nicholas Bauer. And then like others that are collectibles. So not too many. I'm not like a whale or anything. I'm just an average Joe. But yeah, good. I love the nice. Good starter collectibles though. I was definitely thinking Labbits. I think the George comic is a great one because it looks great. Like, that pulled me into comics, and I'm not a big comic fan, and that definitely kind of sparked my interest and got me into them. I'll be picking up every George Perez thing that drops on VV from now on. Cell walls was the reason I started picking up secret rare. More expensive, the less there are. You're right. Yeah, so that's kind of what I like. I have too much, 96, so bad. But yeah, that's along the lines of what Bob Sales was saying. I definitely agree, because I think people don't really take that into consideration when they're buying stuff, because like Spider-Man is a good example. There's like 8 or 10,000 of those, and at their price, somebody can come in, scoop up a lot of those for, you know, a few $1,000s, which there's definitely people out there willing to spend, you know, tens of thousands of dollars on some of these things. And then they can basically manipulate the market, set up sell walls, and kind of control the price, do what they want with it. Whereas some of these like smaller collectibles, like the Labbits, I mean, we've seen some kind of like sell wall action on those before, but there's just less mints, and typically people don't really ball out on these small artist stuff to manipulate because they don't think it's as popular. And so I think that's a positive, that things with, you know, less popular IP have, like the Tristan Eaton Dunnies, for example. I feel like those don't really get like sell walled or anything, especially the ultra rare. I don't think I've ever seen a sell wall for that, because there's only like 650 of them or something, and I don't think people care about them enough to bulk up on them. And so that's a perfect thing for me, because I really like that, and I don't think it's super susceptible to manipulation unless someone wants to drop a lot of money on those, and it's not super popular IP. So I feel like it's a less confident move, or a less for sure move. But yeah, someone wanted to know why like Bitcoin's down. I don't know. I feel like it's generally just the macro, and things can't always go up. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a master of this or anything, but things can't always be 10xing every day and going crazy. And I don't know, this like market in general, I feel like is just pretty volatile, and that's a part of it. You've got nice ups, and then you've got nice downs. So I don't know. I think someone was kind of asking about, like, I think it was Carter. He wanted me to talk about the benefits of like long-term collecting versus, you know, going for like profit and stuff like that. And I think that's one benefit of long-term collecting, is you're not really phased by the stages like we're in right now. We're kind of in downward limbo. And so, yeah, I feel like that really benefits you, because you still own that collectible, and you're not really worried about like making the profit, and it'll help you hold through some of these like tough times and stuff. So do I think Star Wars #1 will be the only Star Wars collectible dropping this month? I think it's possible. I don't know for sure, but I do think that it's possible. Let's see. I think I'm gonna wait for the wind. I think it's a possibility, and even if they don't drop it this month, I don't think it's the end of the world. People might freak out that we don't get any Star Wars this month, but I think it will happen. I mean, there are those videos that Carter and I have shown in the past where it's kind of like they've shown the RC controllable droid moving around on like the Akomi card, and I think they have a lot of those things ready to drop. It also looked like they had Darth Vader and Boba Fett in the past too, and like Iron Man we've kind of showed. And so I think they have a lot of these things. They're just waiting for the perfect time to drop them. and I think it would be smarter for them to maybe wait and drop some of those large things when they're getting more people in the app. They might try to reward some early investors with stuff now, but I feel like they already have with the golden moments and things like that. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be the end of the world if that is the case. I think that's a possibility, but I think we might see at least one other thing, whether it's like a comic follow-up or a collectible. But yeah, this is kind of talking or related to something that someone else wanted me to talk about, and that's if is Star Wars going to become like the #1 grail or overturn things like Strange Tales number 110 or whatever. I think that's a possibility because we're seeing like a new wave of collectors. A lot of people in the app right now that are collecting, I don't think are OG comic fans, although we have some of them. And so I think it's definitely possible that Star Wars, that comic, could get or give some of these other grails a run for its money, just because there's a different like demographic of people kind of interested in these. So I definitely think, yeah, Rory, I definitely agree. I think Obi-Wan Kenobi is probably the best possibility we have. Lightsabers or something like a starship or something like that that's like related but not, you know, Darth Vader like everybody wants. But yeah, in terms of Star Wars competing with the other comics, I definitely think it has a chance. And yeah, I mean, it's the first appearance of a lot of characters. Somebody in the comments of my post mentioned that, and I would definitely agree. I think those first appearances could start helping it to really grow, and so I do think it has a good chance, but I don't think anything's for sure. In terms of LES, Rowiter says, how are we feeling about MTL? End of Q2 should be end of June, right? Sold R2-D2 at 5K, luckily. Bought a few first series items, but taking 80% out of the app. Yeah, I think that's where a decent amount of people are at, but I think that money will come back in as some of these other catalysts are dropped. They start marketing, more people start coming in, it becomes a little more popular. I think that's when we could see things boom a little bit more, but that's a nice little strat. I like that. Way to sell R2-D2 and not get stuck in kind of that, like, I don't know, Moon Boy type of thinking. Even though I'm confident in VV, it's also smart to take profit when necessary. None of this is financial advice. But yeah, I think sold somewhere around there too. Maybe a little, I think it was actually less, but it was nice to see a few drops go above the box price for sure. Definitely agree. But I really think we're going to have to make it to the stage where drops don't sell out, so that it gives VV the idea that, like, hey, we can't continue what we're doing. We're going to have to step it up. And I feel like that is maybe why they're like waiting to do some of these larger drops, just because they can sell out pretty much anything right now. Like literally anything they drop will sell out. And until that doesn't happen, I don't think they really have a crazy incentive to drop some of these other like grails, like, you know, Darth Vader or something like that. I'm not saying it's impossible, but yeah, shout out Zachary Roy. Let's go. My man Ben, sorry I'm late. No big deal. We out in nature. But yeah, it's been a rough little live stream. Shout out to anybody in here sticking with me through this, because your boy doesn't have Wi-Fi. So we're gonna have to do this while Carter's gone, and then we'll figure it out when Carter's back. But he's living it up in like Florida right now, so shout out to Mans for that. And actually getting them. Are bots actually gone? I don't think bots are gone. I think this is a phase in the bot battle where Vivi's winning, you know, knock on wood, because I think we'll see more phases in the future where bots figure something out. It's literally, it's always going to be this like co-evolving type of fight. And so I think it feels great to win right now, you know, but I don't want to get stuck up in that feeling and completely forget that bots are still a possibility. And so yeah, I'm kind of keeping that in mind, but it does feel great to like actually get drops like we have been able to. And Zachary Roy says, we got to get you and Carter on the Palace and some point, broski. You and BZ, you know, BZ wants that collab. Yeah, we definitely got to get on there. I just had like finals, so that was rough. And then just like moving out, and I've been, you know, going through some like real life stuff, trying to get like jobs, internships, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, we'll definitely have to do that. Maybe this summer. I think summer is definitely a possibility. So yeah, just hit us up whenever and just let us know. I'm in Michigan. It's a beautiful day out. This is my type of weather. A little breeze, some nice weather, vibing. But yeah, Michigan, shout out. But yeah, Zachary Roy, hit us up and we can get some details for that collab going. Carter and I are definitely down for that, and we're also trying to like collab with Superstar Money, some other people. It's just like finals came up, and then I've been doing other stuff, just got held up. So yeah. Um, Let's see. There are a couple other things. Yeah, I mean, I guess people were just wondering what I thought about the market, and from here, I still think we're going to see a dip. Um, I'm kind of preparing to maybe buy into some stuff just because it's so cheap. Yeah, I really think it's going to be a minute until we get some of those catalysts to really help bump us up. You investing a little in HRO? I haven't yet. I'm considering it, but if I did, I think it would solely be for profit. I don't think I'd be going into collect unless HRO comes out with something game changing rather than just like the digital physical. Um, yeah, yeah, Mauricio Ariano, we're probably going into a recession. Facts. I mean, I don't know too much about the econ and everything, but yeah, things aren't looking great. And so since things on a macro scale aren't looking great, I don't think Vivi's going to be thriving if people are like trying to like get money for food and stuff. I'm not going to get into all that, but yeah, I definitely, if people are freaking out about Vivi and Bitcoin, I think it's just because those are things that you kind of invest in when you're already living comfortably, because they're not really necessities. And so depending on where things go from here, I think Vivi will definitely be influenced by that. But I still think, there are opportunities. Omi and Vivi, huge buying opportunities coming up in my opinion. Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm right there with you. I'm kind of preparing, but I still think we have a ways to go down. Not super far, but I really think it's going to be until we get some like catalysts for money to come in, marketing, things like that, to really help spread the app, the popularity, and get more people in with more money. That's when I think we'll see things flip again, and then we could see things take off. Or maybe it's as simple as one of those, like IMX, because the last time we had an IMX scare, people literally spiked the floors. Like, it was going crazy for like 15 minutes, and then they realized we didn't have IMX, and things went back to normal. But yeah, it was, I don't know. We'll have to see where things go. Bought at what I believe to be pretty much the bottom, currently down 15%-ish, but I am holding longer term and YOLO on the investment. I doubt this is the end of VV big gains. Yeah. If you guys have seen Randy Chavez, shout out to Randy Chavez. He's kind of touched on that. Like, if we do, if things hit the fan, in doomsday prepper terminology, Randy Chavez thinks that, which I would agree with this, that in terms of like innovative technologies, I think is the way he puts it, Vivi being included, that they will recover at a faster rate, and they will like recover better overall compared to some of their competition and stuff. And so I it, buying opportunities, and I do think if things continue to go down, that Vivi will recover pretty well, especially as they continue adding more features, get more catalysts going, and all that jazz. I can see market investors looking elsewhere for investments through the recession, though maybe not. Market investors as in like traditional stock market, because I would definitely agree. I feel like a lot of typical methods of investing are becoming very mainstream and popular, making it a little more difficult to maybe make plays. I don't know anything about this. This is all my personal speculation, but I do think that you see ads all the time for like how to do like options or make crazy money like that in the stock market, and I think that people who have been making plays there, know how to play it and make money there, might be looking elsewhere like VV or NFTs if they haven't already. And so I would definitely agree with that. Stocks and shares, yeah, I would definitely agree. Also, shout out to Cheyenne, don't know how to say that, Chandio Vlogs, shout out, hi. But yeah, I definitely think that's possible, especially Cheyenne. Yeah, I'm probably butchering that. I'm sorry. um, but yeah, I think that's a possibility. I don't know for sure, but I do think, uh, I think that, if rich people have the money, or people with some extra money to expend, or expendable income, whatever it's called, I think they could definitely throw some in VV, and I think that could boost the market for some smaller users like myself. You make any purchases in this bear market? And I haven't. I did a while ago. We made a video about all the stuff I bought, but that was honestly, that we thought that was the bottom. That was not. So I'm kind of holding off, and I'm waiting until I feel like we've really bottomed out, and I think that's going to be a minute. So yeah, if I do though, I'm probably going to be eyeing. We've talked about this kind of in the past like 15 minutes or so, but I'm definitely going to be going for. Sorry, this paper's blowing all over the place. I'm going to be going for low mint stuff. Probably smaller artists, IP stuff, maybe some low mint popular IP stuff, just because I think that can stand the test of time. But generally, I'm just going to be going for stuff I like, low mint, and independent artists that I think might have utility. A perfect example is the Labbits. The Neon Labbit is below half of what I stocked up on, pretty much. I think I bought 5 at more than double the price it's at right now. So I would probably just dollar cost average that and bring my initial, like my average investment price down on that, and then prepare for like breeding or utility if there's any gamification for those. That's kind of my strategy, because I'm personally not big into like Spider-Man and stuff like that, and it's very hard for me to predict the way that Disney moves and stuff. And so yeah, I'm going to be looking for stuff with utility, low mint, independent artist stuff that I like pretty much, and maybe some other stuff if I can try to like weasel into some like popular IP plays. But I'm just not the best at predicting that type of stuff, because I don't see the value in it the same way that a lot of other people do, and so it's just kind of difficult for me. When the secret rare ruby grapefruit white claw drop? I don't know. Let's see. But yeah, I haven't made any purchases in a while. I'm holding off, but I'll for sure update you guys. And if you want lifetime purchases, our like Patreon members get that. But shout out to all the Patreon members, everybody supporting, and also everybody liking, commenting, subscribed, all that stuff, all that jazz. Any news about cash out? I don't think so. I still think it's happening. I don't think they've forgotten about it. I think they're, finalizing things, and I think we should see it before the end of Q2. If not, I'm not super worried. I'm kind of entering the stage of being comfortable with the long-term aspect of my investment in VV, and it's not something that I worry about and like robs me of sleep every night anymore. There used to be times when I like literally couldn't fall asleep because of Steamboat Willie type stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I've just entered the phase where that doesn't concern me as much. I'm confident in VV. I think they are definitely. Can you respond to me, please? I liked you. Yeah, Shane. I'm not sure I tried to say your name correct, but if I continue reading it, I have no feedback to tell if I'm saying it right. But yeah, thank you for the support, Shane, if I'm saying that right. But yeah, in general, I think it will come. I'm not like super antsy about it. I think it takes time, and I'm not super worried about it. And as soon as the web app comes, I think cash out is the next step. We're almost there. They've released the web app for a lot of people. Elias, cheers mate, great content, off to bed. Thank you, good sir. You like them nostrils, Zachary Roy? You want me to flare them, boys? But yeah, I will keep you updated for sure. I don't think, it's going to happen like tomorrow or anything, but I do think it'll happen relatively soon. So yeah. Do you think Star Wars comic is getting too much hype? Personally, I think it's getting a decent amount of hype. I don't think it's overhyped. I think it's sitting at a decent spot right now, relative to the others. So I would say that it's pretty chill right now. I mean, there is a good point that it's the first appearance of a lot of Star Wars characters on the blockchain, even though it's a comic and they're not 3D collectible and all that. I think that's a pretty good argument for it. I'm not the biggest fan, but some of those covers being like unreleased art, the uncommon cover being the first Star Wars poster, I mean, some of those are pretty big deals for Star Wars fans, and I think we've got a lot of Star Wars fans in the VV community kind of, so I don't think it's overhyped. I think it's at a pretty good spot overall. VV market very bearish so far. As of right now, I'm not sure when you got in, but it was very bullish. I think we're just in the bear cycle, kind of. It was only a matter of time. Things cannot only go up. I was kind of in that mindset, like, yeah, these things will just keep appreciating and growing, but it's not realistic. Things have to come down. What goes up must come down. So I'm no, master of VV or anything like that, but that's just kind of in my experience. We've had some pumps, we've had some dumps. It's just, it's part of the ride to the top. You think SR Star Wars could come back down? I hope it does, but it's going to be hard with people like Dr. Prophet stacking 81. Yeah, that's where I just, I'm into the smaller artist stuff, the low mint stuff, because one, it's not as appealing to people like that, and I think when we get a different audience in, or some other people in, I think they might, be interested in some of that other stuff. So I think it's possible that it comes back down, especially if they drop 3 collectibles. I think people aren't going to care as much about the comic, even though they might argue that it's the first appearance of all those characters. But if VV labels a 3D collectible the first appearance, I don't think that's going to make a big difference. But yeah, I understand the struggle, and that's kind of the issue with this big IP stuff, is there's already people who are just bulking up on it. So yeah, it's possible, I don't know, and with people like that buying a bunch, it's low battery. I might have to end this soon, but yeah, I think it's possible, but it will be difficult. Laura M says, great to see you, Ben, and love the freestyle combos. It's great to see you in chat, Laura M. It's great to have you back. But yeah, I'm going to try to find a place with better Wi-Fi in the future, because this has been a rough live stream. Shout out to everybody sticking with me through it. Gonna have to create like a windbreak here because it's getting a little windy. But yeah, this has been fun. I'll have to do some more of these until Carter's back. I don't have Wi-Fi, so I can't really do traditional videos. So I'm gonna live stream off my phone, and it's gonna be, a little classic type of live stream. Have an awesome day, man. Love the content as always. Shout out to Rory. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, thank you for enjoying the content, I guess. I'm glad you enjoy it. You have a good day as well. I hope everybody's doing good. If it's nice by you, I encourage you to get outside and walk. It's a beautiful day here by me. And yeah, I'm hoping to go on a walk after this, or maybe ride my bike or something. You ended up making it out better than me with Steamboat Willie. I've held from drop until now, lol. Yes, yes, yes. That felt so good. I'm sorry to anybody who bought that, a couple thousand and was hoping for all that. And I'm not trying to rain on anyone's parade, but I'm very glad that I didn't get caught up in all that hype there, because I ended up benefiting from it, and I'm very happy with the decision I made, even though I could have made more gems on that. But yeah, please respond to me, Ben. You are super pretty. Shout out Zachary Roy. But yeah, hit me up on Discord, hit Carter and I up, we'll schedule something. I haven't been on Discord a lot just because, like I said, I've been really busy with trying to get real life stuff lined up and all that. So yeah, Nostrils looking mad good today. Thank you, thank you. Did you buy Bat Cowl? I did not. I personally thought those were goofy. That's a randomly generated NFT project. I'm not a big fan of those. I know it's Batman. I know that's pretty cool. But when I was looking at them, those are not worth $300 to me, unless you can do something with them. I don't know enough about them, so I'm not going to sit here and kind of whatever, FUD or hate on them. They're not the thing for me. But yeah, I'm sure they might come out with some cool stuff, but especially when I saw that they were, dropping 200,000 of those, which I know all those didn't get minted, but yeah, this is so rough. I'm sorry, guys. How do you feel about Vengeance comic? I may have missed you going over it. I don't think it's a great opportunity for profit. You can take the gamble hoping to get the ultra rare or the secret rare, but I think the common's going to be sitting below retail. I can't pull up Go Collect, but if you check it, there's a little kid having some fun over there. But yeah, if you check Go Collect, it's like $400 for the 9.6, so it's nothing crazy. Do a cartwheel for me. You won't. You won't. I might in the end. When secret rare Star Wars comic coming back down? There's so many paper-handed boys sold at 1.1K. Still hurts. I don't know. I don't know where it's at. I haven't checked it. I haven't been following it, but yeah, I just think that it's so overhyped that that's gonna just kind of take off. People are probably gonna continue pumping that up. So sadly, I don't know if it'll come back down. I comes first time to your live, and I love you. You ignore me. I haven't been ignoring you. I don't know if my like responses haven't been going through, but I've read every one of your messages, Cheyenne. I'm sorry if you feel like I'm ignoring you. Shout out to Cheyenne, Chandio Vlogs. But yeah, this has just been glitching out. But thank you for the support. I'm glad you enjoy the content, Cheyenne. And yeah, thank you. Have a good day, brother. Shout out Cameron Crawford. You too. Have a good day. Bob Sale says, 100% agree. Bat cowls are way out there. Yeah, I mean, just the fact that they were hoping to do 200,000 in sales, that felt like, you know, one of the, you know, those 10,000 randomly generated projects could be considered cash grab, but when I look at the bat cowls, that really felt like, you know, they saw the money they could make with Vivi. They know that people wanted a one-of-one type of thing, and they gave it to us, but I just personally don't think they're super cool. I've been looking at them. I saw, it wasn't Kyle Wilson. It was somebody one of the other Vivi like YouTubers opened their pack, and like how disappointed they were was the funniest thing I've ever seen, because they, you know, in that moment they realized I spent $300 on this green and blue Batman mask that I can look at on my computer. So it's personally not my thing. And I think that Vivi just has some more utility with that type of stuff. I'm not meaning to hate on the bat cowls. If that's, you know, if you're into that, that is awesome. Great for you. It's just personally not my thing. I'm hoping for something with more utility. I've heard stuff about maybe bat cowls being like, you know, a Snapchat filter type mask or something. If you can do that, that's still pretty cool. But for me, it's still, it's not as convincing to pay $300 for a, you know, personal Batman mask you can use on Snapchat, but I'm also not a big fan of that stuff, so I'm not trying to, you know, poo on it or anything. It's just, yeah, some of them just like paying $300, I thought you would have seen like some really cool customization and stuff, and pretty much all of them I've seen were relatively basic designs, and I felt really bad for the people who bought them because I would have felt ripped off. I'm gonna stop talking about this because people are gonna get mad that I'm like taking a dump on them. I don't mean to. It's just how I feel about them. Yeah, some of them looked a bit ugly. Fabian Perez. Yeah, no comment. They're not for me. I'll move on from that. That's silly. Oh, that's funny. Planned for the roadmap. I had, well, not really happy with mine either, but whoa, oh well, I'm in there. Yeah. That's the thing, if they follow through on that roadmap, but that's the thing is like, it's still a roadmap, and you know, any company can say we're gonna do all this stuff, and I'm not, once again, I'm not trying to like poo on it, but this is why I wasn't invested in it, is they said like, one of their argument points was, yeah, you can get your custom mask in like a, in the appearance of a comic, but for me, I'm not really into comics unless it's honestly George Perez comics. Like those and some of the X-Men comics are the only ones that appeal to me, and some random new Batman comic with that stuff on it. It just doesn't do it for me. But I do think that if they follow up with a lot of that stuff for the Batman cowl, I do think they could be pretty valuable, and I think it could be pretty cool. Sorry, I just watched a kid wipe out on the slide, and now he's crying. I feel bad. Everyone has different opinions, nothing wrong with that. Thank you. I just, you know, there were times when I used to talk about Steamboat Willie that a lot of people would get triggered, and so I try to avoid giving, you know, some of those opinions now because I know they're unpopular. But yeah, I might look into back howls if they start following up on some of that stuff in the roadmap. As of right now, I'm still not convinced, but yeah, we'll see. I think I'd be more likely to get into HRO just because I've seen that people have actually kind of made money there, and I don't know, I think that's pretty cool. But even HRO, I still think VV's leading in terms of like IP collectibles and stuff, and utility and standing out and innovation and stuff, just because, you know, people have done digital trading cards before. I know they haven't been DC and stuff like that, but you haven't seen any, if any, companies doing like 3D digital augmented reality collectibles, and I think that's unique. People could follow it up. If they do it better than VV, that's tough, but I still think that VV's kind of leading with that type of innovation. And I also think that there's a bunch of other stuff that, you know, they haven't even mentioned to us that they want to do, that I'm really excited for. So yeah, if you guys have any last second questions, let me know. My phone's about to die, so I'm gonna end the stream pretty soon. What is your #1 catalyst for VV to pump? IMX, MTL, 5 of top 20 whales being unlocked, OMI to NFT. I think OMI to NFT is a great one. I think IMX is probably the best. I think MTL is great. In the short term, right now, web app with MTL and money in, I think is gonna be the best. But a little longer term, IMX and OpenSea, I think is gonna be where it's at, just to get people who have made money off ETH, if they can buy these with ETH, or you know, convert their cryptocurrency to something that they can buy VV stuff with. I think that'll be the biggest catalyst. And then after that, I think like marketing, mainstream marketing, and utility. I honestly think that the greatest catalyst VV can have is some cool utility like a game, because if they develop a good, genuinely fun game, not just a game that's like, you know, marketing as play to earn or something like that, if they develop an actually good game that you can play with your VV NFTs with, I think that's going to be a great catalyst, because I really think that gaming is going to be kind of the future of stuff, just like Fortnite, how you buy skins, except actually being able to own those and then sell them on a market, kind of like CSGO guns and skins. That's really where I'm at, and that's what I'm hoping for. But besides that, all of those that you mentioned, Dane, are great. HRO is pretty sick, but you can't even buy the packs. Lol, I got 4 loose packs, and that's all I can find. Yeah, I've heard about the trouble with those. And I've also just heard about like how there were like a bunch of misprints and some other issues with like cards being reprinted. And I think Trevor, from who used to work at VV, was kind of touching on that, like just reprint the cards. Like cards are one of the cheapest things to produce. So I don't know. I might get into it to maybe try to make some money, but I think that's someone else was talking about this. I can't remember who. I think it was Randy Chavez. Shout out to Randy Chavez. If you guys don't know him, go check him out. But he was basically saying a bunch of people are realizing like, hey, we can make a lot of money, you know, as in these people like, you know, DC or big IP like Disney. They're realizing, hey, we can make, you know, a lot of money in this. Let's do our own independently. We can keep all the profit. We can, you know, blah, 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 charge as much as we want, make as many as we want. And we saw that with the bat cows. However, it didn't turn out, because all 200,000 didn't sell out, because people were smart enough, thank God, to realize that, you know, having 200,000 of those at $300 is like 6 milli immediately. And yeah, I don't know. And HRO kind of felt similar, like they're trying to cash in on the VV community. I think a bunch of other places will start to do that. But I still think VV's going to stand out, especially with some utility they develop, unless DC really gets to work on their utility, which I think is possible. But that's why I'm still big on VV. Dane says, y'all's videos are the best comedy relief all day. The intros are fire. Thank you, Dane. I appreciate it. We try to keep it up even on the bad days and stuff, when it's hard to come up with a good intro and all that jazz. But I'm glad you appreciate it. I've been going ham on Pokemon cards lately. I don't even know these new characters, but it's so fun to rip packs open and look for a holo. I definitely agree. That's why I'm really hoping VV will develop something where you can open packs, because I think that would just, having that experience of opening a pack and shuffling through, even if it's digital, is a great experience. If you've done FIFA or NBA cards before on like Xbox or, you know, PS5 or whatever, I mean, you guys know if you've opened them. It's like a really rewarding experience to open those packs. It's like a dopamine rush or something. And so I think if Vivi replicates that, it'll become even more addictive than it already is, because some of the people who've been in the app, I'm sure you guys know that there are definitely addictive aspects of it. And shout out to Bob Sales. I love the intros, lol. Thank you. Fabian says, yep, opening them up is great. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really hoping Vivi incorporates that, especially if they do Pokemon. If they do like opening digital packs, I think that'll be dubs, because you'll have that experience where people will just buy them to open them for like live streams and stuff. Carter and I included, we would definitely be doing that. And then if you can take those after opening them and battle other people, resell them, all of that, it's just so convenient compared to the physical market of listing it on eBay, paying for shipping, all that jazz. I think I'm going to end it here. If anyone has any last second questions, my phone is about to die, but this has been a nice little time. That's the dope thing about Pokemon cards now. You get a QA code for a free digital pack that you can use to play the Pokemon game online. Yeah, that is really cool too, and I think they're developing a new version of that we might see integrated with Vivi, hopefully. You know, all speculation, but I do think that's a possibility in the future. But yeah, this has been a nice little live stream. Thank you for everybody who's stuck with me the whole time. And my crusty lips, yes sir. But yeah, thanks for everybody who tuned in, and I really appreciate it. If you guys have any other questions or any other specific things you want to see me talk about tomorrow or in the future, just let me know and I'll definitely address those. I'm going to try to find a better spot to live stream tomorrow so that I don't have as many interrupted connection issues and stuff. But yeah, any last second questions before I go, just drop them. I'll try to answer them quick. But yeah, in general, I'm not, super scared about Vivi. I'm just long-term chilling, kind of. I hope everybody else is feeling that. Real Talk says non-fungible. Yes, sir. Thanks for sticking with us, man. Haha. Yeah, thanks for all you guys for chilling in here. You look different. It's probably because, I don't know, this is a higher quality camera and you can actually see all of the, all of that. Yeah, it's also probably the angle. Yes, sir. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking with me. We'll see you in the next video. Drop any questions, comments down below, and I'll get to them in tomorrow's live stream. Peace. Shout out to everybody in here. Thank you, Real Talk, Fabian, everybody. Let's go. I don't know how to end this. All right, see you guys.